Hi, along with Yvonne, we're at the broadside meeting at Churchill's, and they're still seeking material. They got plenty of material for the next issue, but they're still seeking material. Looks like some of the themes that will be in the next issue. Besides the piece I already mentioned about this very coat I'm wearing, they also have articles on the state of teaching in education, the right to work legislation, as well as the Idle No More movement, which originated in Canada, which is spreading among the Native peoples around the world, including here in Michigan. And now the piece is one that I wrote that was published in the Flint Journal on January 5th, 2009, about when the Coca-Cola bottling plant shut down. The facility is still being utilized by Coca-Cola as a distribution warehouse. The piece is called Coca-Cola Bottling Company Leaving Flint Ends Company's Long History in the Vehicle City. And the date line is Flint, Michigan, of course. If you're thirsty for a Flint bottled beverage, you may be living in the wrong era. News that the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Michigan's unit is shutting down its Flint bottling plant, 2515 Lapeer Road, marks the end of soft drink production in the Flint area. Though you might often think about it, there has been a whole lot of pop bottled here over the years. The earliest Coca-Cola bottler in Flint was the Genesee Bottling Works, which dates to the turn of the 20th century. It grew from an 1890s bottling plant run by Ira Ingalls at 1114 South Saginaw Street, then merged with competitor E.J. Bennett and Company by 1903 as Flint Consolidated Bottling Company, operated from the former Bennett plant at 513 Brush Alley. Eventually, it lost the Coca-Cola franchise, became Genesee Cherry-Cola Bottling Company. Cherry-Cola's successful Knee-High brand included Royal Crown Cola and led to another renaming to the Knee-High Royal Crown Bottling Company by 1942. It stopped bottling soft drinks by 1959, but it stayed in the syrup vending business as the All-Vend Syrup Company. Furners of Detroit took over RC Cola distribution in Flint. The new Coca-Cola bottler in the mid-1920s was the Flint Coca-Cola Bottling Company at 1316 to 1320 North Saginaw Street. By 1937, it had moved to its Lapeer Road location, and the following year was renamed the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Flint. It adopted its present name by 1962. The plant was expanded numerous times, including equipment upgrades that tripled its production capacity. Charles White of Flint, who spent 43 years in the soft drink bottling business, began working at the plant in 1950 after 3 years at the Flint Red Rock Bottling Company. A noted collector of soft drink memorabilia, White recalled that the earliest bottling plant in Flint goes back to the 1880s. The earliest Flint bottles in its collection were made out of pottery. The best-known locally owned bottling operation began in 1918 as the Independent Bottling Works at 212 East 8th Street, co-founded by Morris Weinstein and Samuel Buckler. Morris and Samuel, M&S. Actually, although it's often assumed that M&S stood for Morris and Samuel, Morris's son, Charles Weinstein, 90, of Flint Township, insists the initials stood for Moon and Stars, inspired by the celestial logo for the company's K&M malt. Over the years, it also stood for Michigan Supreme, and White picked up an old M&S sign from the Rusty Old Ballroom that said, "More sugar." The plant moved to its longtime location at 2307 South Saginaw by 1926 and was renamed M&S in 1929. Weinstein and Buckler had worked for the Fagenson Brothers Soft Drink Company in Detroit, which became Fago. The M&S plant bottled strawberry, grape, and lime sodas, as well as Hires root beer. Over the years, it would bottle Dr. Pepper and Canada Dry products. Morris Weinstein died in 1938. In 1944, the Weinstein family bought out Buckler's interest in the company. In 1961, M&S bought the 7-Up Bottling Company. Arthur Hiran, 82 of Flint, recalled that Charles Weinstein gave bottles of pop to trick-or-treaters at Halloween, making the Weinstein house the most popular house in the photo, which I had already. So if you're watching this on video, it'll appear in the video, whether you're watching it online or through comment. And this is a Flint Journal file photo from 1965 that showed the new line at the Coca-Cola plant on the Pier Road with triple output. From left are Charles V. White, plant superintendent, Werner E. Cederberg, president and general manager of the firm's Michigan district, and Donald J. Haviland, plant manager. Back to the main text now. The Weinstein family sold 7-Up and M&S to Universal Foods in 1969. Universal Foods made an unsuccessful attempt to promote the M&S Bonanza brand of soft drinks before restoring the M&S brand in 1975, going to White, who joined 7-Up M&S in 1975. White's at the plant in the former Arlen's Department Store at 2051 Bristol Road went through two or three different owners in the 1980s, including 2 years of local minority ownership as the BFW Bottling Company, owned by local car dealer Al Bennett, former Detroit Lion Mel Farr, and attorney Charles Wells. On December 30th, 1987, a larger soft drink marketer with its own local distribution warehouse bought the company and fired 91 employees. M&S products were discontinued. The plant closed in 1989. Pepsi-Cola products had a local presence as early as 1938, but Pepsi was not bottled in Flint until the Pepsi-Cola Metropolitan Bottling Company opened a bottling plant at 600 South Averill Avenue by 1966. The Flint plant was the last Pepsi plant in Michigan to produce soft drink and refillable bottles. Today, the former Pepsi plant on Averill Avenue houses the Shoe and Volks warehousing firm. The former 7-Up plant on Bristol Road houses Great Lakes Recycling. And I thank you very much.
Yeah, maybe we should move it.
All right, another hand for Gary Flinn. Give it up.